Rana and Talafalava. Welcome to our group survivors presentation today. Our chosen kaupapa is broken identity. Our definition of this kaupapa is about the identity of Mrs. X and how it was broken because of migrating from Rarotonga, Cook Islands, to Aotearoa, New Zealand. The purpose of this kaupapa is to identify, discuss, and analyze Mrs. X's life story through truth-telling. This is about allowing Mrs. X to express her own truths regarding her identity and the impact it had on her since migrating to Aotearoa, New Zealand, where she felt it was broken because of belonging to a different culture, philosophies, systems, structure, and patterns of life within the margins of mainstream Aotearoa New Zealand society. The significance of truth-telling is that it is our belief that it is better to hear the real truths of a real-life story from the main source, Mrs. X, rather than present a fabricated story of a fabricated person. And it is through truth-telling our group survivors decided it would be best to present our findings through a documentary form in an interview conducted between Mrs. X and us as her interviewers. In this documentary, we position ourselves as social workers, interviewing a service user. And as social workers, we will endeavour to identify, discuss, and analyse 4 areas of Mrs. X's life. These being, 3 areas. 1, struggles and tensions. 2, replacement. And 3, compromise of her identity relating to her culture. We will also incorporate our own Māori and non-Māori methodologies and approaches in the interview, also incorporating Ngā Takipu principles and our own chosen theoretical model, Te Waka, as guidelines to inform best social work practice during this interview documentary. The order in which we will conduct our documentary is as follows. It will begin with a background description of the service user. Then the interview will begin. And with 3 different people interviewing Mrs. X, this will still represent the first encounter interview with the service user and social worker. Then we will end with our conclusion. Kia ora.